Hi, hello, it's me, Amanda. Welcome to my channel, Gracefully Goofy. If you're new here, that's fine. You haven't missed much. I'm relatively new here and I haven't been posting that much. I'm gonna try and shoot this all in one go. So first and foremost, happy Mardi Gras. If you don't know what that is, it's the day of indulgence before the Lenten season begins tomorrow with Ash Wednesday. Lent goes from Ash Wednesday to Easter Sunday, 40 days, 40 nights, and most Catholics give things up for Lent, so that's what we're going to talk about. I'm actually giving up quite a bit, and I will be integrating new habits into this season. So first off, I'm going to go with the do list of things that I'll be integrating. Intermittent fasting. I haven't figured out the split yet. I haven't figured if I'm going to do like an 8-16 or what my windows are going to be. I've got a few hours to figure that out. I'm going to do 1 or 2 days of fasting per week, and that's like a water fast. Moving on. The rosary every day, which shouldn't be a problem because I'm doing a 54-day novena and I've been praying the rosary while I'm out walking every day. Bible in a Year podcast with Father Mike Schmidt. Sometimes I listen to that when I'm at the gym. And I'll listen to 2 or 3 days in a row. And I would like to post at least once a week on YouTube. All right. For the things that I am going to be giving up and kind of, all right, all of these things are part of a greater dopamine detox that I would like to do. And in no particular order are these things listed. It's just that this was what was on my heart. This is what's on my mind, and things that maybe I either spend too much time on, do for dumb reasons, like just instant gratification and like that dopamine hit, or things that I find problematic at this point in time. So, all right, no social media, no TikTok or Instagram. I've already removed those apps from my phone earlier today, and I'm doing that because I'm guilty of doom scrolling. And this will also tie back into something further down the list. So hang tight. No energy drinks or coffees from cafes or drive-thrus or pre-packaged coffees. So that means like coffees in a can or coffees in a bottle. My reasoning for that is the instant gratification of buying it outright without the effort to make it. So if you want coffee, you got to make it at home. Pre-workout is excluded from those categories. Moving on. Next, no nicotine in any capacity. So I'm a former smoker. Sometimes when I'm like super stressed out, I'll buy I haven't done it in a while, but I want to make sure that as I'm working through these other things that I'm giving up, that I don't fall back on this as a coping mechanism and that instant fix of dopamine. So no chewing tobacco. I have a history of chewing Copenhagen pouches or smoking Marlboro Reds. So no using that as a fallback method. I think that's pretty reasonable, and I was never someone who vaped anyway, so that's why vaping is not listed. No zero sugar sodas. I'm currently working on a Zevia ginger root beer. All of my remaining energy drinks and sodas will be tucked up in a cabinet for the duration of Lent. This one I feel called to explain a little bit. Given the revelations about certain industries and their participation in the exploitation of minors, I will not be listening to secular music on purpose. And what I mean by that on purpose is sometimes it's unavoidable. If you're in a gym and you forget your headphones, they're usually playing secular music. If you're going to the grocery store, they're usually playing secular music. So in some instances, it's kind of unavoidable, but for the foreseeable future, especially during Lent, I will be listening to either podcasts or music that is worship adjacent, or something that doesn't have the same ties. So if it's symphony or if it's just an instrumental. Moving on, no takeout or going to restaurants. Again, this kind of circles back to the idea of instant gratification and making things at home. All right. So this one is kind of like a cheesy one, but sometimes I do it every once in a while just for like that quick dopamine rush or like the anticipation of maybe winning. No scratch off tickets. Again, it's not something that I have like a really big problem with. It's just something that like I do out of boredom sometimes, like, oh, it's $1. Let me get a couple of them. And then just, yeah, none of that. If I'm being honest, this last one on the list is going to be probably the most difficult for me, which means that it's the most necessary from my perspective. And I might ruffle some feathers saying this, but drum roll, gossiping and consuming gossip adjacent content, which circles back to no social media. And it's really easy to get caught up in social media drama or reaction channels on YouTube, or even, drama adjacent channels that talk about other people, other topics. I'm guilty of loving good chisme, which that means like gossip. So I am going to be making a really conscious effort to either minimize as much content that I'm consuming and do my best not to speak it or participate in it. And that might seem crazy, like it's such a small thing, but if you're focusing on others, you're not focusing on yourself. And I feel that right now I am being called to focus on myself and my relationship with Christ. I'm not supposed to be butting into other people's information with their life. Not my problem, and quite frankly, not my business. And I'm saying that as somebody who likes knowing other people's business. Anyway, moving on. Also, I think it's biblical. You're not supposed to do that. And again, I've enjoyed it all of my life, so it's going to be incredibly difficult to break that. Which is why I'm even making this video in the first place, because I'm hoping that if this video has reached you and you know me in real life, that you will keep me accountable to these things. Like, hey, Amanda, I thought you weren't supposed to be gossiping about anybody. Shut your mouth. That is the hope. And, it's kind of like a difficult conversation to have with someone. Like, hey, man, you're my buddy. We talk shit together. Can you make sure that we don't do that anymore for a while, to kind of bust up that dynamic of our friendship or, family relationship, whatever it is. And I'm not saying that like I only have friends that I talk shit with. What I'm saying is, as for me and mine, Right now, I am being called to limit and eliminate it. Alrighty. I know, that's a lot. That's going to be the hardest one, for sure. Yeah. That's my list. Hold me to it. Let's see. I think I want to do a couple videos about pilgrimages in general, because what even started me making this list is I made a list last year, which also included secular music and the energy drinks thing. Last year's Lenten season ended in a way that was like so bizarre and strange, and we can talk about it. I'll make a video, I suppose. I was in New Mexico, and some of the things that unfolded on my way there were very strange and very specific timing. Anyway, that's my video on my Lenten promises for 2026. Help me adhere to them. And if you would like, comment below of the things you'll be either giving up or things that you would like to improve on. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a Lenten thing if you're not Catholic. No worries. Anyway, that's it. Hope you guys have a great Mardi Gras. I know I'm probably going to post this late, but I hope you've had a good Mardi Gras. And for full transparency, the reason alcohol is not on my list is because I do not partake. I probably should have said that in the beginning. I know that Mardi Gras is notoriously associated with alcohol. Not for me. I've been sober nearly 5 years. Okay, catch you later. Okay, bye.